Have you finished up your business here in Bellatus? I'm very concerned that Pan hasn't woken up yet. Dex indeed cast a powerful spell upon him, but he's been unconscious for so long. Could it be that something has happened to his body? Why don't we head out to Ortimus now? I can show you the way to Trom. Let's get going. This is the place I was referring to, the St. Lapia Hospital. I've already told them about Pan. There should be a ward waiting for us. Get Pan to his bed first, and take care of any paperwork required for his admission. I appreciate it.
Rune Hunter, as you mentioned, the patient has a strange scar on him. You said that he's been unconscious ever since he was hit by a spell? Well, since the first diagnosis has been completed, we will prepare his treatment as soon as the results are in. We will do our best to get him back on his feet. The St. Lapia Hospital was founded in Arcrus by the Ortimus royal family, and our institution has become the most renowned hospital of Trom. Under the guidance of Count Zid, who happens to be the ruler of Arcrus, as well as the director of this hospital, we always assign a dedicated nurse to each of our patients. However, because a lot of our nurses have been dispatched to the cemetery to deal with recent issues, it will take some time before a nurse can be assigned to this patient. Please try to understand, Rune Hunter.
This nurse is literally killing me! Hey, you be careful now. The nurses in this hospital are literal thugs. They beat up a perfectly healthy person to make them their patient. You're all shameless. Frauds! I hope you go out of business. Let's see how much longer you can run this cruddy old hospital. Damn you all!
Sorry. Our leader is a bit loud, isn't he? Give him a break. It's because he made a fool of himself with the nurses. We're mercs from the Mirror, looking for some new gigs. They're hiring mercs everywhere since monsters have gone wild with the Red Moon. That's when we heard about St. Lapia Hospital having issues with dealing with the corpses. And hospitals usually mean a lot of people and a lot of money. We knew this was the gig to accept. But then things got weird when we finally arrived. The hospital declined to hire any mercenaries. Our leader literally begged on his knees, but they wouldn't budge, which eventually led to a fight. We should have just left back then. Just look at us now.
Oh, jeez! This is why I told you, leader! That all of the nurses here are actually really scary, and that we shouldn't mess with them! I mean, you were supposed to be the veteran, yet you didn't notice. Good lord, a merc who gets beat up by a nurse! They're going to be talking about us everywhere! Man, we're a complete mess! Everyone else is busy making money while we're stuck here recovering. This year is a bust. You better pay up, leader.
I'm sorry, but we're not hiring any mercenaries at the moment. If you're not here for medical attention, I would like to... Oh. You must be the guardian of the new patient who just checked in. I'm sorry, I mistook you for a mercenary because of your gear. The entire continent's been chaotic ever since the Red Moon rose. There are even mercenaries from Nemera talking about it. You seem to be surprised. Well, there aren't that many combatant nurses outside of Artemis. The Arcus nurses are both healers and fighters that guard the hospital. It is our duty to protect the patients, no matter the situation. We cannot ignore anything that threatens life, even if we have to sometimes face off against the strange monsters that have appeared recently. In a way, St. Lapia Hospital is a silent battleground for us. Anyway, I should go take care of those mercenaries now. They're quite the nuisance, but they're still our patients.
Wait, hold on! I'd like to ask you a favor. I'm Perfumer Grass. I specialize in making incenses. Say, have you seen the incenses that are burning near the hospital? That's right, the ones that burn with mysterious smoke. Apparently, they're made by the mages of Caspel. They supposedly have the power to ward off evil. I don't believe in the effects, but they do sure smell nice. I'd like to know the ingredients. Could you sneak out some of those incenses without getting caught by the nurses? Oh, you actually brought them. Thank you. Huh? There's a strange powder inside the incense. Is this what makes the smoke smell so good? Seems like the powder is just ground crystal. But I can't figure out what they're... Oh well, I'll just have to give it a little taste. What is this horrible taste? This is like... What? My hand! There are crystals growing out of my hand! My wrist! My arm! The crystals are spreading! Nurse! Call a nurse! Nurse!
What? Mr. Grass is having a seizure? Oh no. He must have tried to taste the incense again. Ever heard of the Abyss Stone? It's the ingredient used for that incense. And it shows terrible hallucinations to anyone who comes in contact with it. Creatures despise the smoke that comes from burning Abyss Stones. That's why we started burning that incense ever since the red moon rose. Here. Give this sedative to Mr. Grass. It can damage the memory circuits if taken too often, but we don't have a choice.
Who are you? This isn't my workshop. Am I at the hospital? Why am I here? Did you bring me here? I must have gotten knocked out after inhaling some toxic gas during work. Well, thank you. Looks like I owe you my life. But this hospital, I smell a strange scent here. It's filled with a dark, cold, creepy scent. It's a dangerous but tempting scent. I wonder what they used for it. Is this what it feels like to be a fly jumping into a pot of honey?
The attending physician just came by. Pan has received temporary treatment. Although he hasn't been fully treated, I can tell that Pan's feeling a lot better now. We will have to wait until a dedicated nurse is assigned before the actual treatment can begin. But we can't just sit around when there's no telling when Pan's condition may worsen. Could you please go look at what this graveyard issue is about? If there's something we can do to help, we should do what we can to get Pan treated quicker.
I'm not sure who you are, but help me. I was cleaning the cemetery and almost ended up going into my own grave. There have been strange occurrences around Trom recently. Corpses coming back to life. I was scared to death when I first saw one of them rise. Now, I have to risk my life in order to tend to the graves. Everything's a mess right now with all the corpses limping around the area. My heart's always pounding from the danger. But thankfully, it seems like the gods are on my side today. Could you just escort me back to the hospital? Don't worry, I'll take care of the mess you make along the way.
That's the cemetery issue they've been talking about? The dead are rising to threaten the living? I can't be certain, but it seems like Serpent's resurrection from Bellatus has even influenced Trom as well. Go and see if there are any more details you can find.
Hey, 'cause 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 'cause
Are you heading outside right now? I'm sorry, but I have something to ask of you. One of the nurses from our ward disappeared. His name is Hayer. He was in charge of taking care of the surgery equipment. He's been acting strange lately, so I had him isolated. But then today, he just disappeared, along with the surgery equipment. My guess is that he's at the graveyard right now. Could you please go find Hayer and stop whatever he's trying to do?
You don't seem like a gravekeeper. What brings you here? Oh, right. You're here to take a look at the walking dead as well. Welcome. It's a bit dangerous, but also interesting to see the dead walk around. I would say it's worth risking your life. When did this start? Let's see. If my memory serves me right, I think it was right after the red moon rose. But I'm not too sure about that. Me? Oh, I'm fine. Although I did almost end up dying earlier today. Not too sure about the other gravekeepers, though. Say, since you're already here, could you help out the other gravekeepers if you run into them? I wouldn't want my friends to end up dead here.
Another one of my patients passed away today. Just one after another. This is the 7th time. Phoebe, Holtz, Jan, Boo, Muriel, Hosea, and Renee. Renee was very sweet. But now, even Renee's gone. I know that death is just part of our lives, and that life itself is a gift granted to us by God. But it's just so painful. I've already reached my limit. I don't want to face any more deaths. That sound. Do you hear that? Sounds like someone's crying. Someone's approaching while crying. Phoebe? Holtz? Jan? Boo? Mariel? Hosea? No. This is Renee. It's Renee. Renee is here to wake me up from the nightmare. Wait. What? What is that thing? Get away! Don't come near me! Ah! No! I don't want to see any more deaths! Stop it! I don't care if it's a god or an evil spirit! Just stop! No, just kill me! Just kill me instead! You've had your fun toying with me! Please, just stop. I can't handle this nightmare any longer.
Seen you around. What are you doing out here? Even the trained guards are having difficulty guarding this location. We haven't been able to transport the gravekeepers who are injured by the reanimated corpses back to the hospital. We need all the help we can get. And I'm also worried that all these corpses may end up overrunning the hospital, which is why I've been praying to Vesper every day to not let that happen. If you're strong enough to head deeper inside, could you please light up the lamps that are located around the cemetery? Those corpses seem to be attracted to light. If the lamps are lit, we'll be able to keep them inside the cemetery.
Are you the one who lit up the lamps? I guess that will secure the hospital for now, although I did prefer the dark. I was just cleaning up the graves when the corpses rose up all around me, which is exactly what I wanted to see. That's why I didn't finish cleaning early. I've been hiding here since yesterday, and I've observed a lot of interesting stuff. I'm sure the other gravekeepers are also raptured by the walking corpses. Please go tell them that it's time to go back home.
Hey, care to listen to me for a second? I have something to tell you. Oh, it's way past our meeting time. And I haven't heard back from one of my fellows. So I went to check out the crematorium, and I saw a monster that gave me the chills just by looking at it. That must be the monster my friend Jutar wanted to check out. We both like to look at creepy things like that, but... it's a different story when you're captured by that creepy thing. It'll be terrible for Jutar to get torn apart by that monster. If you're going to take a tour around the cemetery, could you keep an eye out for Jutar's grave? He might have died and gotten buried already, right?
Get lost! This body doesn't belong to you now. Thank you for saving me. Who are you exactly? What? The head nurse sent you? To capture me? But I'm almost there. A new technique to save the patients with terminal conditions. Rune Hunter, please. Just give me some time. Once I finish the experiment, I'll go back to the hospital. My laboratory is around here. It's actually pretty close. If you stop by, I'll show you a miracle.
what a complete mess. It's a good day to dig up some graves. Hey, can you see the incredible energy that's surrounding my shovel right now? Those who make a fortune always take advantage of chaotic times. See here? How convenient is it that the corpses are leaving their graves on their own? It's a bit of work, but once the walking corpses are taken care of, you don't even have to dig a single scoop to clear out the burial goods. Here, I'll let you join in if you promise to keep your mouth shut. It's best to wrap things up quickly here. Let's get this over with.
Such an incredible... Such an incredible monster. I almost died out of joy. Did you see it? You saw it, right? That look, and how it walks around. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. Is this all because of the strange occurrences around Trom lately? Whatever the case, I love it. I can't believe such a monster even exists. Hospital! I gotta get to the hospital quickly! I have to tell the other gravekeepers about what I just witnessed!
Let me get this straight. You're saying that the cemetery is crawling with monsters that resemble the plagued ones from Edvina? The dead may be back due to Serpent's influence, but I have no idea why they would resemble the grotesque figures of the plagued ones. Because, as you already know, the plagued ones of Edvina were actually created due to Vesper instead of Serpents. Even so, Ordemis is a nation founded by those who worship Vesper. I wouldn't expect Vesper's powers to influence them in such ways. Oh, thanks to your efforts, some of the nurses have safely returned to the hospital. And with that, they were able to assign a dedicated nurse to Pan as well. I'm very glad. You must be...
Hello there, Rune Hunter. My name is Islin. I'm the one in charge of managing the nurses here in St. Lapia Hospital. Rune Hunter, I would like to have a private conversation with you outside. Is that okay with you? I must have startled you with my abrupt request. I was told that the nurses were able to return to the hospital thanks to your help. We all appreciate it, but it's dangerous out there. Please don't put your own life at risk. By the way, I do have something I wanted to ask you about. What is your relationship with that old man inside the ward? I hope you didn't purposefully bring him out here having knowledge of his true identity. This is Arcris, and he is not welcomed here. If you don't have any special reasons for him to be here, you should do something about him. I'm afraid that his presence may stir up some bad rumors. Oh, and I'm not sure if you've heard, but your friend now has a dedicated nurse assigned to him. Why don't you introduce yourself to her first if you're not too busy?
Hello. You're the one from the graveyard, aren't you? I'm so happy to see you again. The other gravekeepers managed to make it out safely thanks to you. Miss Islin, the person you were just talking to, is one of the 5 nobles of Arcris. Together with Count Zid, she actively participates in taking care of the hospital. Miss Islin asked you to get rid of your old friend inside the ward? It's not like her to talk bad about someone like that. Perhaps there's been a misunderstanding? Although, I've never seen her look so angry before. It's almost as if she's seen Salvis or something. What? Your old friend's name is Salvis? Aw, come on, Rune Hunter. Stop messing with me. You can't be serious. Salvis was the one who destroyed Ordemis by siding with Triad during the Zodiac War, which began here in Arcris. But that was 200 years ago. That name isn't very common. If you're telling the truth, it's quite the coincidence. But some people may get the wrong idea from it. Perhaps he should use an alias? By the way, I'm worried about the others who are still at the graveyard. Rune Hunter, I'll take care of the patient from now on. Could you go check on them?